This is the mother of all talk shows, Alhaji and Alhaji. We are live on radio, on Radio Gold. Thank you very much for choosing us. This morning, we are discussing three issues as always. First one has to do with a minority press conference that was held earlier this week. It was about the press conference that was addressed by the AG on the matter of prosecutions being done under the Operation Recover All Loot. The update that he gave. There were some issues with it. I'll come to a publication that captures exactly what their concerns are. From there, we'll move on to the matter of the vetting of the nominee for Chief Justice. A date has been set, and don't forget, the nominee for Chief Justice is the acting Chief Justice currently, Justice Paul Bafoboni. But the minority has filed a motion before Parliament, asking Parliament to stay their hands. Hold on. Do not hold the vetting for the CJ nominee until the cases that the removed Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokono, has filed are determined. So wait for all those vet the nominee and it's approved by Parliament. Essentially, it will have rendered moot everything that has been filed in the courts, that there was a need to respect the jurisdiction of the court and wait. Well, so that will be our second discussion. Then our third discussion, when I heard it, it shocked me so much, I had to send him a message to ask whether it is true. Subsequently, the publication was, and some people confirmed this, so I believe that it was true. Mr. Polafoko has put himself up to be the next national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. I don't need to tell his history, but he believes that this is the right time for him to make a comeback to the party. Because a lot of people talk about how he was yanked off his position when he was elected by the national delegates of the New Patriotic Party. Well, we'll conclude with that. But joining me in the studio for this discussion this morning, first let me introduce my panelists, then we'll start with the very first discussion. Comrade Kwesi Pratt Jr. is General Secretary of the Socialist Movement of Ghana. And then Mujib Rahman is a member of the MPP's communication team. Our panel will be completed this morning by Mr. Solomon Owusu, who is Director of Communications of the United Party. Well, we're supposed to have Jifar Tega, who is a Deputy National Women Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, join us. Unfortunately, due to some circumstances, she cannot join us. So the panel will be kept to 3. Well, let's start our very first discussion, but you're an important part of the show. Do share your thoughts with us. We'll be sharing with you a number that you can do that through. If you already know our WhatsApp number, just send a WhatsApp message. You can also send a text message through that number. It's not a call number. It's not a number for callings. So it's a number for text messages and WhatsApp. Then you can also share your thoughts if you're watching us via Facebook using our comment section. Well, we'll start with a discussion on the minority stake on the press conference that has so far been held under oral by the Attorney General. Now, this is a report by the Daily Guide newspaper. And it says the minority in Parliament has launched a scathing attack on the Attorney General, accusing him of conducting what it calls press prosecutions that undermine the constitutional guarantee of fair trial in due process. Addressing journalists in Parliament, the legal advisor to the minority, John Darko, said the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, had consistently violated the rights of citizens under investigation by publicly labeling them as guilty before the courts had made any determination. Quoting Article 19(2)(c) of the 1992 Constitution, which states that a person charged with a criminal offense is presumed innocent until proven guilty, Mr. Darko said the Attorney General's recent public engagements, branded as accountability series, amounted to, quote, a blatant disregard of the Constitution and an assault on the rule of law. According to him, quote, the Attorney General, by his press prosecution, has prejudiced this all-important constitutional provision. Under the guise of accountability, he has violated the privacy and dignity of individuals by discussing ongoing investigations and pending cases in the media, end quote. Mr. Darko cited several instances in which the Attorney General had made public pronouncements that, in his view, compromised the integrity of the judicial process. So, and he goes, and the story continues. He referred to comments describing some accused persons as quote, lawless looters and members of, quote, a criminal enterprise, which he said had already convicted them in the court of public opinion. There's a quote here today. Many Ghanaians already believe that people like Abdul Wahab, Fazia Seidu Awuni, Chamawun to me, Gift to Owari, Osea Sibe Entry, and Komna Eduboy are guilty even before they open their defense, end quote, he said, pointing out that, quote, this is because the Attorney General has successfully pushed that narrative in the media. So that's the story that captures succinctly what the concerns of the minority are. So that'll be our very first discussion this morning. And to start off the discussion for us, I start with Mujib this morning on this issue. Mujib, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
And nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Hope you had a good week.
I have a good week. Yourself?
Oh.
You look so fresh this morning. What is the secret?
That's not been a great
you
week
don't need to tell us. Change our scam. Thank you, Sida. Sida, on this topic that you have just read, the position of the minority in Parliament accusing the Attorney General of press prosecution, with all intent and purposes, I think that I am with the minority on my reasons. So at the office, I admire the Minister, Honorable Dominic Ayini. Myself, somebody aspiring to become a lawyer, and this is somebody, a law lecturer, a very good lawyer by all standing. I like him and I admire him, especially his grasp and understanding of the law. But having become the minister become the Attorney General, and I think that his style is what I have problem with. If you look at it, since he assumed office as the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, I think, I don't know, maybe that is his reason he has adapted his style. Before even he proceeds to court, he would have put the facts he has and everything bare through the media to the people of this country. If you compare that, just suppose that against maybe other past Chief Justice, Attorney Generals we have had for some time now, I think that it is different. So, especially when he started and put it, I asked myself, I said, this is how he wants to go by it. And if that is the case, I don't think that it is the best. Because the reason is when you gather all your facts and evidence, the best place to head to is the court. And so now the office of the Attorney General is not a small office. That is a very solid and strong office and constitutional creation. So now if you permit me, you go to Article 88 of the 1992 Constitution. There shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a Minister of State and the principal legal advisor to the government. 2. 88.2. The Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of a legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the President or imposed on him by this Constitution or any other law. 3. The Attorney General shall be responsible for the initiation and conduct of all prosecutions of criminal offences. For all offences prosecuted in the name of the Republic of Ghana shall be at the suit of the Attorney General or any other person authorized by him in accordance with law, with any law. Number 5, the Attorney General shall be responsible for the institution and conduct of all civil cases on behalf of all civil cases on behalf of the state, and all civil proceedings against the state shall be instituted against the Attorney General as defendant. So now, this is where I am coming from. So now, he has the constitutional backing, especially to defend and prosecute on behalf of the Republic of Ghana. It is not by trying to court the sympathy of the citizen. That is why in the press conference of the minority, they describe it as what? Press prosecution. Yes, it is true, you have to carry the people along. You have to let them know. But through what means? Through what the Constitution is telling you to do. So now, remember, it's the same Constitution that said that the accused may not be that guilty until it is proven by a court of competent jurisdiction. You may gather your facts, you may gather your evidence, but at the end of the day, it is the court that will decide. And Chairman, that is why they normally say, the lawyers say that the justice is in the law is in the bosom of the judge. I hope you are getting the argument. So his style is what I have a problem with. Even though he's a legal brain, he's very, very good, he understands what he's doing, but his style is what I have problem with. And I'm not surprised the angle at which the minority is coming from. And they quoted Article 19(2)(c). Now, the fundamental rights of the human being is paramount and critical based on the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So sometimes when you ask yourself, what does the Attorney General seek to achieve? You just can't understand. You want to pin... And so now, let me be very frank on other leg here. I am not the one trying to defend anybody if you are proven guilty by the court. If you have corruption cases, you have stolen money, or you have questions to answer, I am ready and I'm prepared that the state must let you answer those questions, because I don't believe, because it is the betterment of Ghana that we want. But you must do that in accordance with the law, because the law that has created your office is telling you procedurally what to do if such cases arise. So now you ask yourself, okay, Mr. A is accused of maybe embezzling public funds or maybe stealing, and you have decided to organize a press conference, maybe and put, remember, the person also has the right based on the Constitution to defend himself or herself. Is that not true? So as you have headed to court to prosecute, the court allowed the person to also file her defense or his defense, and his lawyers will also come to court to argue, and you too will come to court to argue. So at the end of the day, it is the court that decides whether indeed you have a case, whether indeed the person you have accused of stealing, whether indeed the person you have accused of embezzling public funds has indeed embezzled public funds or has indeed stolen the amount or whatever properties of the state you have accused the person of. It is not lied in the bosom of the Attorney General. So that is where I think that trying to prove them guilty through the press is not an achievement, and we haven't even started. So I believe that time is not on the part of the Attorney General. So if we feel that case A, I have built the docket, I have gathered my evidence, I have gathered my facts, the right place to walk to is to go to the court. As the proceedings unfold and goes on, the press will take it. Will begin to now understand. You carry, even on that leg, but you still can carry the public. You can still carry the state along, instead of always coming to organize a press conference and then try to put the facts there and then now try to maybe paint the people black and then try to prosecute the people using press. So that is where I have problem with the Attorney General. If that is his style, and I don't think that style there is the best, so I think you have to look at it. But now, on a very serious note, and I think that anybody that has answers to answer must answer those questions. So now there's nowhere in the world that you can commit crimes and allowed to go free. Even if you go to the Nuremberg trial after the World War II, people who took advantage of the situation and were able to unleash mayhem, cruel were meted to other people. Even after that, a system was put in place to make sure those who were at the helm of affairs, perpetrated those crimes, were not left to go scot-free. So, Sina, we still have a long way to go as a country. I came from Wa, I left Wa on Thursday, got to Kumasi, from Kumasi to Accra. Sina, today as I'm speaking this morning, the Wa Sola Tona Bombay Road is in a terrible state. That a road that used to maybe spend about 4 hours from Wa to get to Tachima, it now will take you now from maybe 8 to 9 hours from Wa to Tachima, 10, 11 hours. So look at the productive hours that is lost because of the bad nature of the road. And what do we need as a country to fix the road? It is money. It is cash that we need to fix our road, to improve the economy of this country. Because if the roads are in good shape, the traveling hours on the road is drastically reduced. Carrying goods from that part of the country, the food basket, to the southern part of the country will make easy. And perishable items that would have got stuck and spoiled on the way, so that would have been avoided because of the good nature of the road. But now looking at the current state of the road, we are facing all these things. And you have gotten the privilege to serve as a CEO, as a minister, deputy minister, or whichever position you have gotten. And you want to use that opportunity to steal from the people. So now I will be the last person to support those people. Whether you are in party A or party B or party C, it is Ghana first. That is the principle that I think that our friends across all the political divide should always look at the country first, because it is the existence of Ghana that gave us the opportunity to have political parties. If there is no Ghana today, who knows NDC? Who knows MPP? Who knows CPP? And who knows the new, what is the, what do you know? Which is the newest party in town now? The United Party. So that is it. So now I think that in all our discussion, it should be geared towards the progress and development of the country. So now I've just mentioned one single road, that is the Wabole Bomboy Solar Road. If it's fixed, if you are traveling on road, do you know your party? Does the road know your party colors? It doesn't know Mr. Pratt, Uncle Pratt party colors, nor Muji party colors. But the hours and the comfort that is attached to fixing the road, we all enjoy it. And the suffering and struggles associated with using the road currently, we will all bear it. If today you want to go to where you are not able to fly and you want to use the road, so now you are in trouble. So it is Ghana first, and it must be Ghana first, whether you like it or not. And so sometimes that is why I have problem with certain people. Belonging to a political party doesn't mean you are a slave. So it is conscience. Even when your party is going wrong, you should be able to say, Jack, where we are going, it is wrong. Because Ghana first. I hope you take the MPP manifesto, development in freedom, creating opportunity for people to develop and own their properties. Is it not Ghana? If you take NDC manifesto, similar thing. If you take CPP, the same thing. So at the end of the day, it is the country. So when you have gotten the privilege to come and serve, and you came to steal, and you have stolen, let the laws work. And the laws of this country, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana has empowered the Attorney General to initiate proceedings, whether criminal or civil proceedings, and on behalf of the state. And you must do that according to the procedures that are outlined in the Constitution, not in the media. The media doesn't prosecute people. And the people you are accusing they don't have the right and will never answer to the media if they so wish. But in the court of law, they have the right to go there and defend themselves. So whichever the case is, the court has the right to hear them and hear the Attorney General and determine the case. But I wish the Attorney General well, and I wish that if indeed money has been stolen like what we are getting, there should be a way of getting some of the monies back and making people pay the price of stealing or engaging in corruption activities, because it has just stalled the development of this country. We have the challenges of potable water in this country. Schools and people still learn under trees. We have buses. Government need money to procure buses and make transport fares affordable in this country. So every sector needs attention. Whether it is MPP that is form government, is NDC. What we need now is money to develop this country. And people should stop. If indeed they are stealing, if indeed the corruption activities are going on, people must stop. And if they are not ready to stop, we must use the law to get them to stop it. And we have enough laws as a country to make sure that we nip all these things. We can't stop it completely, but we can reduce it as a people. And I think that I support the Attorney General, but he must do that in accordance with the law, in accordance with procedure, and allowed. It's a serious office. It is not a media propaganda place. So gather your facts, do your investigations, build your dockets, get the evidence, because the law is the evidence. If you go to court, what the court is looking for is evidence to make a decision. So if you go to court with a limping evidence or evidence that are not solid, and remember, prosecution is very expensive, and the state incur a lot by taking people to court. And Attorney General want to go to court and lose a case. No attorney general will want to go to a court and lose a case. That is why sometimes people say, oh, it is delaying. Yeah, because that is the system we have. That is the system we've created. So they must get their facts right. They must get their evidence before they can head to law court. But as for the media prosecution, that I think that we are more serious than that. And Attorney General has to check on that style. It is not the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you too. Well, let me read a few of your comments you're sending to us via Facebook, but thank you, Mujib. We are discussing the minorities' stance on the AG's oral press conferences. This is Suleimana Abdul Rahim says, it is now clear to everyone that corruption is the number 1 tool sinking this country and should be tackled head on. John Nana Ando, these hypocritical elements are complaining about the AG should wait. The prosecutions are about to start. There's Mohammed Misbahuddin, who said, God bless President Mahama for fixing the economy. The self-doomed saw greetings to Uncle Pratt. Mohammed against the Senate. The MP should give us a break. They do not have the right to talk about corruption in the country. Prince Duzo says the minority should give us a break. When Ghanaians said we needed responsible minority, this is not what we mean. What is the crime of the Attorney General if a patriotic citizen is trying his possible best to stop corruption and its related matters? The minority can do better next time. Ghanaians won't give you this attention at all. I'm doing the monitoring live from Tamale North constituency. Alasan Hamdan, who is sending this from Yohin, he says, there's nothing wrong with the Attorney General, with what the Attorney General has been doing. He should continue updating us, the citizens, so that we know what is going on in our country. I said before, and I'll continue to say, if Ghanaians thought like the white people, it wouldn't have been difficult for the MPP to win, and it wouldn't have been difficult for the MPP to win an election in this country. So if they hadn't gone to opposition, all this corruption involving huge sums of money would have been swept under the carpet. That's coming from Alasan. Thank you very much for sending that message. There's also, okay, that's Prince again, and thank you for the comments you have sent in very early. There is Papa Bisiu, he is commenting on something else. Fact is only one. Kenneth Oyata, Mr. White, and so-called God-fearing man understand so-called revenue assurance, and he brought us nothing but rather hardships. He should come down and face the law. Aside the SML deal, there was another revenue assurance via Mackenzie Group at Finance Ministry that created another avenue for some group linked with Kenneth Oyata made some huge money into their private pockets to the detriment of majority of suffering Ghanaians. It's a pity. On that note, Yoko must equally investigate that issue too. That is Papa Bisiu who sent that. That is one, and a few from our WhatsApp line. This is a Sanko who sent this from Santa Maria. Is it not a total waste of time and energy listening to lectures from members of the MPP whose government has messed up all aspects of governance? Were they not the same people who, for the first in Ghana's history, that plunged the economy into junk status? Asanko sent that from Santa Maria. There's also this one. Come to think of it, the Attorney General has lost trust in the court and feel the media is the best place to expose corruption. We need to sanitize our institutions. That is coming from, you didn't add your name. There's also this one from Akimon Nana Danso Ebiam. Akimon Dan says, good morning. I think the AG has to brief the public every week. The minority should give us a break. When Ghanaians were shouting at the top of their voices that corruption was unbecoming, they told us to keep quiet. The thieves must be exposed to serve as a deterrent. Thanks. Keep those comments coming. Before I move to Mr. Pratt, let me remind you of the discussion we are having this morning. It has to do with the minorities press conference, minorities position on the Attorney General's oral press conferences. Mr. Pratt?
Well, I mean, it is interesting that the minority has not pointed to any law which has been violated, any law which has been broken. It hasn't. What the minority simply is saying is that the Attorney General should not be speaking to the press about cases that he's preparing, to prosecute in the courts. And that merely by telling the media, and therefore the people of Ghana, about the cases that he is intending to prosecute in the courts, amounts to trial by media. I mean, this is laughable. I mean, this has no basis. First and foremost, the Attorney General is a minister. All ministers are enjoined to inform the public on whose behalf they work about what they're doing, what the expectations are, and how they are contributing to achieving the objectives set out in the directive principles of state in the Constitution. All ministers have that duty. So the Attorney General has a duty, it is indeed his duty, to be telling us about his work and how his work is progressing, and even to seek the support of the public in doing his work. Why? When the NPP was in power, the Ministry of National Security and the security agencies came up with some slogan. You remember that slogan? Yeah. You all remember. That when you see something or hear something, you report to the security services.
See something, say something.
See something, say something. That was an NPP slogan. Now, how will people see something and say something if they have no role to play in the investigations and prosecutions of things that affect us? So the NPP itself admitted that the engagement with the public in the fight against crime was so very important. How do you engage with the public? The days when you beat talking drums to send information to people, those days are gone. Today, the way of sending information to the broad masses of our people, to our countrymen and women, is through the media. Not just the traditional media, but also through social media. So, what crime has the AG committed? What crime has the AG committed? Nobody has said so. In any case, these people who want us to believe that they are constitutionalists, they want to follow the Constitution, they don't want to violate anybody's rights and so on, know that the remedy for the violation of law or the Constitution, it's in the Constitution itself. So why did they go to the press? Why didn't they go to the courts? To get the courts to rule that the AG should not be holding press conferences. If there's a violation of law, you go to the courts.
They are only drawing attention to Article 19(2)(c).
Yeah, but if you want the enforcement of an article in the Constitution, what do?
We'll go to court.
Did you go to court?
Maybe we have drawn their attention. If they refuse prosper, we'll go to court.
Mujib, I beg you, don't do what you are doing to yourself. Yes,
Chama.
I beg you.
Chama here. Chama here.
Don't do what you are doing to yourself.
Chama, I hear.
Yes, I beg you.
I hear.
Don't destroy yourself and your reputation. Because this press conference by the minority is so unbelievably unnecessary. You understand? And I'm struggling to choose my words. So unbelievably unnecessary. How do you gag the Attorney General about the performance of his constitutional duty? How can you gag him? And the Attorney General is just saying that he's not pronouncing a verdict of guilty and so on. He's simply saying that these are matters which has come before me, has come to my notice. We have carried out investigations. These are the things that we have found. We are going to put this same material before a competent court for the court to decide whether they are guilty or not guilty. What is the problem with that? What is the problem with that? That's like this minority sometimes really, this minority sometimes, you can't understand. You don't know what they're up to. It's very strange. Why? Is this the first time in our history that the AG is telling about cases that he wants to prosecute? Go and check your own record. Why? Before Dr. Opuni was taken to court, we were told about why they wanted to take him to court. Your own government. Should I tell you the number of cases? Matchlock, before the case went to court, they came and told us that they intended to go to court. These are the findings that they had made and so on. We can go back. Before they took Mr. Tachikata to court, didn't they come and tell us why they wanted to take him to court and what they had found and so on? Please stop wasting our time. We don't have unlimited time, and we should spend our time doing important and serious things and not waste our time on these noises, coming from a so-called minority.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, if you're just joining us, I'll bring Solomon also shortly, but thank you very much. A few comments from those of you who are joining us. Hadi in Pig Farm says, good morning. No regime since independence has stolen as much as this creative and Anado Baumia appointee. So trusting Dr. Baumia is like deceiving yourself that a castrated he-goat can still make a female goat pregnant. Thank you very much for that comment. There's Ben from Amprobi. So now it is wrong to convince somebody in the media. When you took President Mahama to the media for taking fraud bribe, and government official one, those time was the court closed. Attorney General want more of your press conferences. That's Ben who sent that from Amprobi. This one says the elephants are crying foul about the AG's public pronouncements because it's opening the eyes of the citizens to know how badly they governed this country. You didn't add your name. Anthony Bruce says corruption has been part of our DNA. The only way to fight it is for one to be eliminated from the general society through imprisonment or death. All the talks are just wasting our airways. Our leaders don't have the big balls to face the realities because they're afraid of their own shadows. There's this one from Bo de Graaf Johnson, who says, until Ghanaian politicians and lawmakers are held accountable for their misdeeds, Ghana should be termed as a failed state. 30 years of egregious misrule has characterized our so-called democracy. That's de Graaf Johnson who sent that. Davi Sena Keta says, tell the minority led by Afenyo Makin to shut up. Minorities should know that we are in a new era. Gone are the days when the MPP led by Akufo-Addo swept criminal cases under the carpet. It is our right to know what some people are intentionally doing, stealing our hard-earned monies. Government is of the people, by the people, and from the people. So MPP should shut up. So those are some of the comments you're sending to us, and I can realize that you're sending more as the show continues. Mr. Usu, come back to you.
I have some small. Good morning. I have something small. Who told you I'm done? You just came and you are telling me I'm done.
Good morning.
What were you doing?
Good morning to you, to Comrade Pratt, and to Mujib, who is limping in the MPP, and to your cherished viewers across the length and breadth of this world. Senator, my difficulty this morning is that you have described, your topic is that minority as it were, slums government or the AG on this public outburst on various cases. That is the case. But you see, the United Party is also a minority party. So what you have to start doing, and by extension, all hosts of programs must start doing, is to distinguish. They have a name. It's a political party, the NPP grouping in Parliament. Then everyone will know that it does not include the United Party, that is a minority party in this.
But you have representative in Parliament.
So what is happening is that in 2016, when the elections took place, the New Patriotic Party won 169 seats. They went on this tangent of organizing press conferences, bogus ones as such. By 2020, their numbers had reduced to 137. They did not learn anything from it, continue with the bogus press conferences. 2024, that number reduced from 137 to 88, Senator. As if that was not enough, immediately this new administration came, Afenyo and his people, and this same John Darko started press conferences upon press conferences, and then there was a test case in Akwetia by election. just to test whether these press conferences do work. A seat that was a 50-51, the Ghanaians showed them that they were not interested in their unserious press conferences. So they voted for the National Democratic Congress. Not that they loved the National Democratic Congress. Indeed, if we had gotten our final certificate as a united party, we would have contested that seat and we would have won it without any hesitation. But the Ghanaians said, these people, they can't trust them anymore. So as we speak, they have 87 members of parliament. And what is going to happen is that with the way they are going, doing the same thing over and over, definitely they'll get the same results. When their numbers reduce to 0, that is when they will stop doing this press conference. The only press conference that the people of this country are awaiting the minority to do is to come out, first of all, to apologize to the people of this country why they stole so much and still wants to lead this country. That apology people need. The people of this country wants to see the opposition holding press conferences on why they must prosecute all those that looted from the state. The people of this country are expecting the minority to call on their own members or call on the Attorney General to fast track the prosecution of people involved in the National Service Authority scandal, involved in the All Africa Games 13th edition, involved in the PDS, involved in the National Cathedral, in the what do you call it, buffer stock, in the Scholarship Secretariat, in the NLA, and so on. This is the kind of press conference people in this country are waiting for. You and I, it is our tax revenue that pays the Attorney General. Is that not the case? The Attorney General is the lead counsel for the state. Now, as someone that is paying tax for him to be paid, you don't expect him, or you expect him to hide from me the sort of cases that he's prosecuting. Who does that? In any case, when an Attorney General goes to court and file a writ, it is announcing to the entire world that this is what it is. It's more or less holding a press conference. If a writ is filed in court, it becomes a public document. The mere fact that nobody goes to town to go and make press conference does not mean that it's not a press conference in itself, because the world has been notified that you, Senator Nombo, you were put at NSA. From our records, every month, you were from 2023 to 2024, you were busily taking 516,000 from our accounts, amounting to about 8.2, and that the people that were put at the National Service Authority, forensic audit exposes that they have stolen from us 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. And guess what? To open a bank in this country, you need only 400 million cedis. What it means is that National Service, those that are involved in this corrupt practice, they have denied this country of 6 solid banks. Can you imagine the number of graduates who would have been employed with this money? Now, that alone, the number of industries that could have been expanded if these monies were extended to them, so that the teeming youth who have finished universities, polytechnics, nursing trainings that are not getting jobs could have done. That is what we are discussing. And when an Attorney General is briefing the citizens, you say what? He must go to court. In any case, the minority, their lawyers, why didn't they go to court to respond to the Attorney General, but rather also chose the same forum to also let the world understand their position? Are they not lawyers? John Darkwis is not a lawyer. Because they know that what the Attorney General has done and continues to do is not in violation of any legal provisions, either in our constitution or in any act, and that he is behaving properly within the confines of the law. And that is why the minority can also have their say. At the end of the day, it's a judge that will determine this matter. Why the minority wants the Attorney General to refrain from doing that is that it is hurting the image of the New Patriotic Party. I'm just coming from the Bono East. All of them, when you go, the young ones, they are criminal party. That's what they are saying. That's what the young ones are saying. Because it is affecting them. Mind you, a lot of them that are involved in this press conferences, their cases are also on the way. So like they say in our local palace, if you see someone's mustache being burnt, you put yours in water. So they are putting yours in water. So that the matter does not get to them. They want to make the most noise. They did that. They succeeded along the way. You saw at a point the Attorney General was not briefing us anymore. It was as a result of these constant lamentations from the opposition. And he also got caught in the web. But he realized fast that, hey, that was not the way to go. I am with the Attorney General today, tomorrow, that he should brief we the citizens. It's briefings. Don't you want briefings? Then what is good governance for? Is it not the same minority who have been calling on other ministries to be briefing us? They have been calling on the health minister to be briefing us, the education minister to be briefing us, the agriculture minister to be briefing us, all the other sector ministers. Why is it that when it is briefing from the Attorney General, you have a problem with it? It's also briefings. And there cannot be better briefings than other. So we must go with it. Senna, the corruption levels we are dealing in this country, it's not a child's play. It's not a child's play. Mawuli Agbenya, in 2023, a carpenter in the Jasikan district stole only a goat mare. He was in prison for 6 months. Only a couple of days ago, Comfort Tenkua in Achimoda went to a grocery shop, stole diapers, milk, and some few items worth 1,384 cedis. The woman has been sentenced to 6 months in prison with hard labor. 1,384. Kwabena Bukari in 2013 in the Agogo District Court, Magistrate Court, he had also stolen goat, was imprisoned for 6 months. So if people who are stealing items less than what we are being treated to currently are going into prison for 6 months, then why must anybody think that people in public service, be it ministers of state, be it heads of SOEs and so on and so forth, must get away with stealing of hefty sums? Instead of the opposition accusing the Attorney General, they must be praising the Attorney General for the young man job that he's doing for this country. At least as of this point. Some of us even have a problem that is slow, it's too slow. Because the 13th World Africa Games, I'm yet to hear anything about it. Though he has promised that it's going to come. As to when it's going to come, remember the National Service, he promised that by end of July, the matter was going to go to court. It took some time. Now that it's in court. If I tell you what the people, the civil servants have done to this country, look, there's a gentleman. He's part of the buffer stock case, which is Samasari Asante, the second accused. He has run away from this country, chilling in London. The proceeds from that crime, if I tell you what he has used for, and I'm going to expose all to the Attorney General. Money that could have been used to build hospitals and construct good roads for you and I has landed in individuals' pockets. And when you get the opportunity of speaking to the people of this country, you minority say what? The Attorney General must not tell us what he's doing? And you want to take it serious? And just like Comrade Pratt was saying, this is not the first time. These briefings have been going on. In the Opuni's case, in Atoforce's case, David said in the Tamaklos case, all these briefings were done. Why did we not complain then? I never heard John Daku in those days complain anyway. I never heard any of the minority lawyers and so on and so forth complain. But today, because they know, because like I said, anybody occupying about 99% of state institutions today who is unable to expose the rot that happened there, it means you yourself want to steal from us. That is the reality of the day. Because it was widespread. They opened the floodgate. That take whatever you can. So they started packing the courts. From the lower courts to the Supreme Court. From there, they introduced that law called plea bargaining. Steal as much as you can, put some 60% or something somewhere. When it becomes so close, so crucial, then you bring that money, then you bargain and you go your way. That was the mentality. But have you forgotten what Professor Fimbowati told us in his report? Corruption in the environmental sector? Well, even in the midst of our difficulty, when there was an outbreak of what? COVID. These people took advantage of it to steal from the state. They told you they cooked $54 million Ghana cedis worth of food. Did you get some to eat? Around that I was seeing Mujib every day. He never got some. He was complaining. But giving the mic, this man will try and defend their actions. They never gave him anything then. 54 million Ghana cedis worth of food. Sana, has it crossed your mind? I mean, it has to feed the entire country. They were sharing monies like cakes. Felicia Tete in the northern region, the first vice chair of the MPP, she came to tell us that she was giving 100,000. Have we not been discussing this matter yet? By virtue of being a first vice and a parliamentary candidate, check the number of parliamentary candidates that we had in this country. And if each one was getting 100,000, how much would have been that? We have seen all these things. The last time the ECG went to the Public Account Committee, so now were you now saddened by the expose? The ease and the cheek with which they were telling them how they expended state resources or money. And that is why I started by telling you Kwabena Bukari, the story of Mawuli Abenya, the story of Comfort Ntua, in fact the story of Richard Asari, that young 18-year-old in Tutu Ekwapim who went and stole a goat. And when he was apprehended in court, he told the court that he is an orphan and that he stole the goat because he needed to buy books and boots. Books to further his education. That was the reason given by that young man. He was in prison. His future had been stolen by the very people who are holding press conferences that the Attorney General must not be speaking. Why must we treat ourselves like that? You know, there has to be unconventional ways to deal with the issues of corruption and that we are not getting anywhere. So that we are not getting anywhere. Poverty is greeting people daily because of the greed levels. Look at the properties that our brother Hana has acquired within a short space of time. So that we may sit here for the rest of our lives, we may not acquire half of it. Not that anybody is smart or smarter than us, but because by virtue of going to shout on top of his voice and his party winning power and he being closer to someone at the Jubilee and being offered an appointment, he decided to amass wealth. At the time he joined the New Patriotic Party, he was only, when the party was formed, he was only 6 years old. Elders that formed that political tradition, 99.9% of them never even dreamt of getting 0.2% of what they have been accused of having gotten. Is that the way we use our politics for? Is that the way we must build a country? What happened to public interest? So therefore, what you ask yourself is, what is the motivation for people going into public service? Now it's no more service. It's about how much you can loot. And is that the way we want to go? So that one batch of people or political party comes to loot from us, then we take them out, then another set comes, they also loot, we take them out, go and bring the old. What is this? Yesterday I was at the emergency unit of Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Because I asked my sister there and said, pray that you don't have emergency situation. The medical doctors are doing their best. But the situation is such that no matter how best you conduct yourself, the facilities are unable. People who are in an emergency situation were standing no available beds to accommodate them. And so the pressure from the citizens on the medical staff there, you can imagine. I observed, I witnessed it firsthand. Meanwhile, monies that could have been used to expand these facilities, monies are in the pockets of individuals. And the minority is saying what? We must not expose this. The Attorney General must keep quiet and just go quietly to court without briefing us. How many Ghanaians can be going to court every day to follow these cases? How many Ghanaians? Meanwhile, the titles of these cases are what? The Republic versus so and so. Who is the Republic? Are we not the Republic? Are we not the individuals that make up the Republic? So what is wrong with him and letting us to know what is happening? I will encourage him to let everything drop. I've said in the past that any Attorney General that wants to succeed must carry along with him the public. If you don't carry along with you the public, the propaganda in the system will wear you out. Because now we don't have only one channel media. We have media stations that belong to opposition and other interest groups. So if you are not going to speak, they will put words in your mouth. And it will be very difficult for you to defend yourself as an Attorney General. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with what he's doing. And if anybody thinks otherwise, if anybody thinks that he is wrong, those that think that he's wrong must sue the Attorney General. What is wrong with that? You can sue him. But because they know, and they know that what took place in the last 8 years was a crime scene. Was a crime scene. To the extent that even internally, within the party, they know that it was a crime scene. That is why my brother's camp, Ken's camp, in going into an internal election, have established what you call anti-rigging. They know the people are thieves. Have you heard some before? That we are going to embark on an internal elections. Senna, the internal elections, a particular candidate says he knows they will steal me. So I am putting in place anti-rigging committee. And that any attempt to rig, because they know that's what they've been doing. Even if elections they are rigging, how much more money? That is the extent of damage. That is the extent of how serious we have degenerated. And so our Attorney General must be encouraged to go on that tangent. And once he is done, he must proceed to court and battle it out and make sure that beyond incarceration, their properties must be confiscated for the state. Every asset that has been acquired, and we can easily determine all those ill-gotten wealth assets in this country. Once we are able to do that, Senator, this country will be a beautiful place, and our youth will not be traveling overseas, sleeping outside, not getting any better job, being treated anyhow, and remain here and serve Malagana. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, when I come to you for the next topic, you can make whatever. Well, you can say whatever you want to say. I'll come to you for the next topic, please. I'll start with you. This is Chairman Kwesi Akwa in the UK, who says, Senator, the AG should look for rooftop to stand on it and let Ghanaians know the criminal cartel stealing Ghana dry of its physical resources. Is it a crime? What the AG is doing? The minority should go to court. That's Kwesi Akwa in the UK who sent that. Lawyer David Ametepe says, Senator, good morning. I hear a certain minority are complaining about the Attorney General's press briefings. What's wrong with the AG, who is also the Minister for Justice, telling us what he's doing? Has he pronounced anyone guilty? Does he have the power to pronounce anyone guilty? The nonsense must stop. The AG's style is in accordance with international practice. It seems the minority wants to set their inglorious standards for our AG. That standard was one where songs were even composed and sung happily of Uyume while he was being prosecuted and at the same time dragged to the Supreme Court. That's lawyer David Ametepe who sent that. Hadi in Pig Farm says the micro minority should leave the humble and hardworking Attorney General to do his work. No regime since independence has stolen as much as the great Lieutenant Shenanado appointee. So trusting, okay, thank you very much. I think you sent that earlier, and I went through it. A few more comments. I have already gone through Hadi's comments. A few more of those of you who are sending us comment via our WhatsApp platform. If you're joining us, thank you for joining us. Do share your thoughts with us. This one's a good one. Is the door to the press shut to the suspects? Uncle Sam said that from the spin test road. He's asking whether the door to the press has been shut to the suspects. This one. This one only says, always good watching this program. Kudos to you people. Thank you very much. There's William Kluche who says, tell the MPP minority to shut up and give us a break. Isn't it Ghanaians that voted the government into power? So it's right for the Attorney General to duly inform Ghanaians exactly what he has found, because power resides in the bosom of Ghanaians. So now if Mahama and Dr. Ine fails to bring down Kenneth Oyata, Ghanaians will never forgive them. OSP must go cause he's playing Machiavellian tactics to make Kenneth Oyata's case useless, and the president must be careful in dealing with the OSP. It's very diabolical. I rest my case. That's William Kluche who sent that comment. Sule from Tamale says, Solo, the minority are running away from their own shadows. Tell Solo we are on the grounds doing the work. Alan shall lead Ghana, inshallah. Sule sent that from Tamale. There's Musa Batwa in Kumas in Asawase who says, special court to be established for those criminals who misappropriated public funds, with daily sittings to ensure speedy prosecution and verdicts within 6 months, is indeed a step in the right direction. I highly commend President Mahama for this bold and decisive action. Accountability must not just be a slogan, it must be practiced. The SML-GRA scandal alone stands as the mother of corruption in recent years. Thank you very much for that. This one says, good morning, Alhaji and Alhaji. I'm Baba Musa from Nima. The minority are trying very hard to stop the press conference because they don't want Ghanaians to know what they have done to Ghana. Thank you, Baba Musa. Asanko again says, I wonder why they are both internal and external auditors in all government institutions, yet every year we hear of financial irregularities. Who checks the work of those auditors? Some of us are still waiting on the Speaker of Parliament to tell us what has happened to those dishonorable MPs who destroy state assets like microphones, tables, and chairs in Parliament. Asanko sent that from Santa Maria. William Jikuno is also joining us. Solomon, you are the best. I always believe that because of you, the UP will one day become a strong opposition party, one that can guide the government to stay on track, not one that holds 100 press conferences in a month. We have reached a point where many Ghanaians are no longer interested in voting, except for party members who still believe they might get a position one day. Thank you for that comment. This one, please, I can't understand what's really happening with the MPP micro-minority. Everything is going to be classified. So what's the fuse? Look at the way some of the looters have started paying the supposed looted cash. Just come to my area at Ashaliboche and see the numerous apartments springing up since last year by people we've lived in the area who some years ago were nobody, and now we splash and luxurious vehicles. They should give us a break, and very soon the whole country will see the damage and wounds they have inflicted on us. You didn't add your name to that comment. David in Sankara says, this MPP people, okay, says Mr. Solomon, in fact you deserve a handshake. These MPP people are still behaving as if they are in power. They go to ECG, where Afenyomakin was the board chair, and he thinks Afenyomakin must go to jail at all costs. I don't know what David knows. This was, I haven't pleaded with the super minority to use their time wisely, because time is not on their side. Very soon, more of them will be on their way to court to answer for the wrongs. This is Joe from Somanya. Good morning to you too, Joe from Somanya. David Sena again. Say a big thank to Solomon Owusu for me. I thank God for bringing Solomon out from the MPP. Gone were the days when he used to defend MPP blindly. Now his eyes and everything about him has changed, and I know they are changed for good. Never should he ever play politics with matters of the state again. If he continues to speaking true to power, then above the sky will be his limits. So that's Davi Sena who sent that from Keta for you, Solo. Keta.
I'll visit her, tell her.
Okay, I'm sure she's listening. Then this one is from K. Nyamiche Bawe, who said, resetting a country by the NDC seems too difficult for the MPP, so they are confused, or they just want to distract the government from pursuing its good policies for the people of Ghana. They want NDC to feel like them. Solo is really shooting the elephant in the foot. We beg him. Ghana needs a multi-party system. What this government is doing seriously making MPP more useless in the eyes of the youth and the country at large. Just briefing, people can't stand the heat. Briefing, just briefing. Then DC and MPP had a convenience to loot the economy, but it appears NDC has broken the convenience and now wants to go truthful with the people. That's really giving the MPP broken heart. They are really in pain and confused. We can't entrust the country into their hands anymore. They say Ayariga's APC looks more attractive than the MPP now. I have seen a lot of comment from you. You are sending him more. So I'll end with a regular contributor, Hamza from Pig Farm, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, who says, in my humble opinion, I don't think the AG has done anything wrong. MPP as a political party is only trying to run away from accountability. The AG is working in the interests of the citizens. So if he decides to carry the citizen along in the line of his duty, I think that is the right way to go. Whoever thinks the AG is wrong should proceed to court and spare us this noise. My brother, just take a look at revelations that's coming out from the Public Accounts Committee. It's so shocking. I now understand why President Mahama said Ghana was a crime scene under President Nana Addo and the MPP party. They should give us a break. We have a country to govern. That's Hamza who sent that from Pig Farm. Keep those comments coming. I'll read as many as I can. They're sending on Facebook. You can also send it using the WhatsApp and the text message platform. Well, if you just join us, this is a matter of all talk shows. We are live from the studios of Pan-African Television. We are live on TV on Pan-African Television. We are live on Radio Gold. We are live on social media, Pan-African Television. And of course, we are live on many other affiliate stations across the country. I still have in studio Comrade Kwesi Pratt Jr., General Secretary of the Socialist Movement of Ghana, Mujib Rahman, who is a member of the communications team of the New Patriotic Party, and of course Solomon Owusu, who is now Director of Communications for the United Party. We'll come there. We have to move on to the very next discussion, and it still involves the minority, because the date has been set for the vetting of the nominee for Chief Justice, Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafoboni. The minority has asked Parliament to put that vetting on hold, to allow for cases that have been filed by the woman who was removed from office as CJ, Gertrude Tokoni, to be determined first. Well, I will start from Mujib again. He said he has some issues to raise from the very first topic of discussion.
Sometimes so the team is on. I thought he would have brought in Solo. He came late to just start with this topic.
No, he just finished. So
no, but the correction, Solo was talking as if because he wasn't here, so he didn't get some of the issues I raised. But the point is, Sina, I made my position very clear that the anti-corruption crusade, that is not any political party crusade, but that is rather should be the Ghana's crusade. Solo is now a member of UP. In the event, maybe in the future, UP find its way to be govern this country, the anti-corruption crusade will use it against them.
Of course.
I hope you are getting the argument. And I started by saying, whether you are an MPP, you are NDC, you are whatever party, and you had an opportunity to serve and you steal money, the laws of the country must work. You must be held accountable. I stated my position. But in doing so, respect for the fundamental human rights. That one, it is not Mujib that is saying it. And so now, you are lambasting the minority. The minority quoted Article 19C. Sometimes you have to read for the sake if you were to get it clear. What is 19C saying? 19C is a person charged with criminal offense, hope you are getting, shall be given a fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court. So when you now take that one, get it clear. The C is saying that be presumed to be innocent until he is proved or has pleaded what? Guilty. See now, but let's even leave this one. The consequences of some of this, but we can't, just like Uncle said, we have to see now the anger and the frustrations in people outside there trying to get 3 square meals a day, and the amounts that are being mentioned attributing to individuals. See now, and putting some of these things out. Somebody can get angry and just get one of them driving horizon and they'll kick you out. Because people are angry. I hope you are getting the argument. Yeah. So we must get that one right. And when they are also raising, it is still within the fundamental human rights of the minority to add their voice. Just like Sulu is here this morning and I can see him was just talking, sweating in air condition. I hope you. What is working? But the aircon, you walk in, it was on. It has been on since. It has been on since. Oh, because you were busy, you didn't hear. So I hope you are getting the argument. So, Sina, that is the position we are talking of here. Sina, still on the minority. I think today topics are minority, and this time is on the appointment of the veteran. So the president has the power to appoint, which he has done, and the constitutional and procedural, it is Parliament that also will have to do the vetting, approval or otherwise, sending their report to the House for consideration, and that based on that they are raising and drawing the attention to itself, because minority is part of Parliament. I hope you are getting the argument. So, Sina, I am not surprised because, Sina, how did we get here? We have a history as a people. Sometimes it is worrying, but you have to state it. It is because of the suspension or ousting of the Chief Justice and subsequent appointing of Justice Bafo Boni as a replacement. That is where. And you know, in the process, you saw how the Justice Tokuno, then Chief Justice, fought and tried to fight her way to challenge the authority or to assert her right. But that notwithstanding, she could. But still, there are still cases in court based on that. She felt that she wasn't treated well, her ousting is unconstitutional or whatever basis, but it is her right to seek legal redress at the law court. It is based on that legal tussle. The minority is now raising concerns and drawing Parliament attention through Mr. Speaker. The issue is in court, or not even one issue. I think there are about two or three issues that are in court. So let's hold on, pending on the outcome of these issues, and then we can go ahead with the vetting or otherwise of the new nominee. And I find that one, sometimes I don't understand. I will seek for clarification. But to hold that high office in abeyance for a particular period of time, who knows when this legal tussle that has been raised by the then Chief Justice, when will it going to end, so that the Parliament will put on hold on the vetting of the new appointed Chief Justice. So, and so based on that, people will ask, and they have raised so many constitutional articles and parliamentary orders to back their argument. I hope you are getting the argument. So sometimes my problem is they are not just because they are minority, just like my brother was saying, let us also organize a press and put something there. No, they are anchored on Article 1101, Article 125 to 127, Article 1141, and Article 146. These are the constitutional articles that they have based their argument on and are asking the Speaker to give them the hearing. And so now, if you permit me, I will just take us through some few one and understand the angle at which the minority is coming, so that people like my brother, what is the name, Solomon, will not come as usually, and then sweating. Even when he walked in, he didn't even know the air condition was on. Because when we walk here, this was on. I hope you are getting the argument. So now, when you go to,
what am I getting?
no, it's not you. So now, when you go to Article 1101, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, Parliament may, by standing orders, regulate its own procedure. What is it telling you? We have been hearing that Parliament is its own master. They are master of their own rules. I hope you are getting the argument. So Parliament can do it. 125 is here. 125, justice emanate from the people and shall be administered in the name of the Republic by the judiciary, who shall be independent and subject only to this Constitution. That's 125. So now when you take that one up to 127, 127 is telling us that independence of the judiciary. 1271, in the exercise of the judicial power of Ghana, the judicial in both its judicial and administrative functions, including financial administration, is subject only to this Constitution and shall not be subject to the control or direction of any any person or authority. So now, I hope you got the point. So now let's go to 144. 144, yes, 144 is saying that, China, 144, the Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President, acting in consultation with Council of State and with the proud approval of Parliament. It is now telling us how important and crucial Parliament is in getting the Chief Justice approved. So now these are the basis of which the minority is coming out. So, but it is time that we wait and see how Parliament, as the master of their own rules, will act on this. And then so let's wait and see whether the Speaker will grant them that hearing or the entire House will agree with them and then put it. But I don't want that lacuna or the vacancy to exist for a longer period of time, because the judiciary is critical in shaping the future of this country, especially some of these things we are talking about, the criminal charges level against people, civil issues, land cases, and other matters. So we need our judicial system to be intact and independent. And without the Chief Justice, a lot of things can go wrong. So, and I think that this is an urgent matter. But the bashing is too much. But Parliament, I know Parliament will find a way around this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And a few more comments from you sent to our WhatsApp platform. Next says, Senator, how do you want to treat corruption as a country? I've seen that the MPP has a way they treat corruption. The NDC is okay. This thing, you've said it many times. Says you call NDC a socialist party. The NDC has never said they are a socialist party. Also as a way it treats corruption. Interestingly, I see a shift in the way we treat corruption, embraced by both parties, probably influenced by the shape of our current politics. It is not the press conferences we are interested in, though it's needed, but dealing with the corruption is what we are interested in. This must be underlined boldly. Leave the briefings to the media and the talk shows. Let us learn from Shatawale's case after going to Yoko. There is silence and also thanksgiving. I don't understand that part. Snet sent that comment. Thank you very much for your comment. Some more from those of you who are joining us via our WhatsApp platform. This one, what has happened to the money that was transferred from GCB to an unknown account? Ask Oral for me. I want to know. You didn't add your name. Kucho says, good morning, Senator. Please, is it not the same constitution that sent Mr. Kwame Pepra, Ibrahim Adams, Victor Salome, and Alhaji Chikata to prison? What are we waiting for? There's so much noise. Please, no one should defend what is indefensible. Ghana is for Ghanaians, not for any group of people. The MPP knows if the new CJ comes, fast-track courts will come back. That's what the MPP fear. But they will definitely face the law no matter what they do. Olo Mose in Tamale says, Solomon also has made my day by calling a spade and spade. What's good for the goose must always be good for the gander. This one says MPP are hypocrite and should be banned from any significant places in Ghana. Well, very, very strong views. And then this one from, I think, Germany says, please, we don't want to hear of human rights. If you're a thief to the nation, what has human rights to do with that? And a new Chief Justice will be sworn in, and they can't stop it. We are thieves and mafias are tired of the nonsense. Demands they are asking for. Thieves. Thank you very much. The ending part is not so clear. There's a few more. These are Kwesi Raps from Abuja, Small London. I always love Solo's presentation since his MPP days. His sincerity is unmatched. Solo, keep it up. Then there's more. Says, good morning. Pan-African TV host and guests. Please let AG expose them before the law. Please, they are criminals. Those are some of the comments you are saying. And this one for Senator. Today is Anglo Hubechuchu Festival. I urge everyone to be there in Anglo. As for micro minority. So he was talking about the Hubechuchu Festival before. A short comment on. But we are discussing the vetting of the CJ nominee and the minority's plea for it to be put on hold. Mr. Osu.
Senator, once again, we are back to the same minority members of parliament who seem not to find their rhythm because of the way and manner some of them got themselves involved in parliamentary matters. In fact, if a proper scrutiny was done at the constituency levels by the party itself, a lot of them wouldn't have found themselves being in parliament because they fall short of the quality that is needed. You see, a bit of history, Senna. The MPP boycotted the 1992 parliamentary elections because, in the 1992, the presidential elections took place before the parliamentary elections. And the MPP said that the NDC has stolen, former President John Rawlings has stolen the elections, so they will not even take part in the 1992 parliamentary elections. Now, in 96, the MPP got to parliament together with the minority, having about 67 members of parliament. The NDC had an overwhelming majority. That was when I realized that it was not about the quantity, but it was about the quality. The quality of representation by the then minority, led by J.H. Mensah, was unmatched. The clarity of thought, their positions on several matters, endeared the party to the people of this country. And so by 2000, the 67 had metamorphosed into a majority. So ordinarily, the MPP having 87 members of parliament today should not be the problem. The problem they have today is the quality, their positions on several matters. And one of such matters is this vetting of the CJ. Senna, does the president has the power to appoint or nominate someone to be the Chief Justice? The answer is an emphatic yes. Once it's done, it goes to Parliament for the vetting to take place. If their position is upheld, what it means is that no president will be allowed to work in this country. All that will be happening is that when the president nominates or takes any decision, then I will go to court so that the president has to wait for a determination of that matter before his views or policies could be implemented. This is an absurdity. So if I tell you that the quality is suspect, you must understand it. Now, it is not about the quality of the nominee. I can tell you for a fact that Paul Bafuboni is a great judge. They are doing this to appease Madame Tokonu. That is all to it. In the view of the MPP minority, the nemesis of Justice Tokonu is largely coming from Justice Paul Bafuboni. And if you care to know, Justice Paul Bafuboni has only a year to expend as the Chief Justice. So what do? Let's use legal gymnastics to delay his vetting and by extension delay his appointment or occupation of the position of Chief Justice to the extent that even when he is approved, he will not have more than 2 months to be in office, and that will be great for them. It's all about Justice Bafuboni and Tokonu. That's what is playing out. Nothing more, nothing less. Else, if they claim that Justice Paul Bafuboni is not a good judge, then it becomes an indictment on the very NPP that they belong to. Because which political party or government appointed Paul Bafuboni to the Supreme Court? Was it not J.A. Kufuor? So, if today you tell us that Bafuboni is not a good judge, are you telling us that J.A. Kufuor gave us someone who was not good? It cannot be. But because of the way and manner they themselves handled him, it's a long-standing judge at the Supreme Court, bypassed him, I'm even surprised that the man is still living around and always cheerful. I'm very surprised because the sort of humiliation, if you are in a position and your juniors are always being promoted ahead of you, that is marks of either incompetence or I don't know what it is. So let us do everything possible to, as it were, deny him the opportunity of also recording his name in the history books of Ghana that he, Justice Paul Bafumoni, was once a Chief Justice of this land. That is what we are dealing with. And it's so sad. When I saw some of the people in there doing this, I realized that, look, they have lost their way. They have lost their way. Were you the one that advised the removed Chief Justice Tokodu to expend 337,000 on tickets and per diems on the husband and the daughter? Were you the one that did that? So why must you be angry? Was it Justice Paul Bafumoni that asked the Chief Justice to flout the removed one? The laws that governs her office? He did not do that. In fact, in spite of the fact that as a senior member of the bench, that's at the Supreme Court, he had been denied the opportunity of leading that institution, he cooperated. So why must you take this evil about him? I will be very surprised if Parliament also waits, because it's an independent arm. You have been in this country where we were told by the then president. You remember on the matter of the e-levy, someone went to court, Justice Abdullahi, that the president, there had to be an injunction on it because it didn't meet certain threshold. The president assented to that bill, saying that notice of injunction was not an injunction. If you have been treated to that. So I'll be very surprised that the parliament of today would do otherwise. They must vet Bafumoni expeditiously because there are a lot of cases that has to be tried. People are in all manner of cases that needs a substantive Chief Justice to do business. As we speak, the removed Chief Justice is all over the place. She is in ECOWAS court, you know about that. She has sued this country looking for $10 million, which is more than the budget of the Ministry of Women and Gender. You know that. She wants money more than a whole ministry to herself. As we speak, she has matters pending at the Supreme Court. As we speak, she has a matter at the High Court. As we speak, through Janet Nabila, there is a petition before 2-4. So what else must we do? At a point in time, you remember some faceless individuals who call themselves Commonwealth lawyers or judges. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? We want to hear their voices in matters of the corruption cases that is happening in this country. The 2.4 billion cedis that is the subject matter of the National Service scandal. We want to hear those judges. Because there cannot be any human right violation than people stealing the wealth of the state. Where are they? All of a sudden, in the matter of Tokonu, they popped up. All of a sudden, an association, the Ghana Bar Association, that in the initial stages said they agreed with the president because the president was following due process, was behaving within the confines of the law, changed their mind and said, oh, the president was engaging in an illegality. What sort of country are we building? So, because of your whims and caprices, Justice Paul Bafumoni must be denied. Must be denied. If you think you have anything against Justice Bafumoni, I will be the first person to support you. Because we cannot get an incompetent person occupying the position of a Chief Justice. So you go to Parliament and submit whatever you have against him to the appointment committee. We are not doing that. He said because the removed Chief Justice, who 1 month, 1 court, she's going to give him far more. We should wait for all these cases to be expended, dispensed with before we will come back to vetting. So if I tell you that it's all about Bafo Boni and the attempt to deny him of being the Chief Justice, would I be wrong? So Parliament of Ghana, they must, without any equivocation or hesitation, empanel the appointment committee as quickly as possible. Go and ask relevant questions. Some of the questions are too light. We want to hear probing questions that go to the core of the office, so that we can assess him as to whether or not he is competent for the office, and we move on as a country. And so Ghanaians must not entertain it. It's much ado about nothing. It's about serving an individual's interest, which interest does not supersede the interest of the state. Ghana is a sovereign country, and we must always rise above some of these pettiness. It will not help anybody. And just to digress a bit, my brother attempted responding to what I was saying, that Article 19C says that a person is innocent until proven guilty. But who has pronounced anybody guilty? The written court is a public document. When you file a document in court, it's a public document. The response or the affidavit in opposition from the defendants are also a public document. I am saying you have stolen you. They are also saying they are not stolen. Why are you accusing them that why you say you have not stolen? So you say the Attorney General is saying they have stolen. They also say they have not stolen. That's why there is a judge. So there cannot be any qualms about it. We must encourage some of these things. It's the beauty of democracy. It's the beauty of the law at play. But what we will not allow people to gaslight us into believing is that as we live in this country, we don't know that our people have stolen our public funds. We will not allow that. We will, look, no matter the semantics, the adjective they use, they have stolen from us. You have a whole finance minister, Kenneth Ofori-Atta, after his tenure, he has run away from this country. We have been told on countless occasions, first it used to be his lawyers who are preaching to us daily. Boisterous in nature, bourgeois, they were telling us that their peace of mind, as though the country belongs to them. That he was undergoing surgery, he was in Mayo Clinic as a finance minister. The very reason why he must be in this country is the very reason he's citing that he's in the US. You were managing my tax revenue. That tax revenue was to be managed in such a way and manner that it could be used to construct modern day clinic and hospitals in this country, just like the Mayo Clinic. So that when my mother from the poor village, Mujib's mother from the poor village, your mother from the poor village is sick, she will not be looking for US visa to go to America before she gets treated, and that she would be treated locally. You did this, used 97 choppable American dollars together with your brother and then Kufuor to go and dig a hole at Ridge, and that hole is still there. $97 million. So now, do you know what that money could have done to the economy of this country? The 5 northern regions alone, it could have turned around the agriculture that they are doing there, the farming that they are doing there. The number of combined harvesters that it could have bought. The former finance minister finishes his tenure or term and he runs from this country. We are told he will be back to Ghana in May of 2025. He doesn't show up. July, he doesn't show up. October, he doesn't show up. We are in November. Today is the 1st of November. No one is telling us when he's going to come to this country. Then you tell us that a person is innocent until proven guilty. If he did what was right, why would he be running away from this country? Just like the buffer stock, the second accused has run away. If he did what was right, why would he run? A country that borrowed $13.5 billion under the able watch of Daniel Kufuor and Kenneth Ofori-Atta, we cannot see the benefit of it. All the major roads leading out of Accra are in terrible shape. Accra Kumasi does not fit to be a road to the village or the farm of any serious country. Accra Ho West, Accra Takoradi West, Accra Koforidua West. So What did they actually use the money for? Senator, you were in this country a couple of days ago, ECG. You saw their public accounts. How they stole from us. They themselves were telling, and they were laughing. What even annoys me is that when they are saying it, they don't know shame. Then they will be laughing on top of it. They will put on their jacket with their spectacle and they come and laugh. Meanwhile, millions of people are suffering what they will eat a day. Every day our phones, the messages that are coming. We need this, we need that, we need that. You say a person is so innocent? When you are being told that take home $1.6 million, send a simple calculation, lifestyle audit. That's why from the movement to date, if you take our constitution as the United Party, this is a copy, I'll get to a copy, I'll get to a copy. We continue to preach about lifestyle audit. How can a person's salary be on the average 28,000? Let me even make it 30,000. And here I'm talking about Hanan. And then assume that he occupied the position for 8 years. 30,000 sana annually gives you 360,000 cedis per annum. If it was 8 years, it makes it what? 2.8 million Ghana cedis. Is 2.8 million Ghana cedis able to pay for $1.65 million for only one of the properties? He's not on record to have had any other businesses before coming into power or going into government. And we see all these things, and you have a lawyer go to court because the law protects the rich. The poor man is the reason why we have lost. Take it from me. It's because of the poor man that we have lost. Because like I told you, Mauli Agbenya in Jasika, who was in prison for a year, a carpenter, he went to court and he couldn't afford the services of a lawyer, so he pleaded guilty. Immediately he was jailed. Richard Asari, the 18-year-old boy who was also jailed for 6 months for stealing a goat, he went to court and pleaded guilty because he didn't have any lawyer. The woman that was supposed to comfort Jua, who had gone to steal groceries worth 1,384, went to court and pleaded guilty because she did not have the benefit of a lawyer. When the so-called people that we call them rich men steal because they have the benefit of securing the service of a lawyer, they go to court and they get things muddled up and then they get away with it. And you say they are innocent. You are not. You are stolen from us. You are not innocent of anything. And that unless the youth of this country begin to be angry, it is your future that is being stolen. Your future has been stolen. I'll end it here.
Thank you very much. Well, I will jump straight to Comrade Pratt for his views on this. So I'm hoping that we get to the last one, which is why I am happy to see the two of them here. Mr. Pratt.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to make any wrong presentation. It is clear that, again, the president has not violated any law in the appointment of the Chief Justice and for presenting the name of the Chief Justice to be vetted by Parliament as is required by the Constitution. And the minority is fully aware of this. Why do you think that the minority didn't go to court to seek an injunction? Because they knew it would fail. Because they know there's no such law. So what do? They petition Parliament. And what is interesting, it is the minority which challenge the notion or the accepted practice that Parliament makes rules governing its own function. And the minority went to court, to the Supreme Court, and asked a court presided over by the former Chief Justice to interfere in a matter which was purely parliamentary. And the courts came up and said, we have the power to interfere, and dwelt on some notion of separation of powers as well. This same minority,
Checks and balances.
this same minority, led by this same leader. So sometimes you wonder, you understand? Now, the same minority has gone to Parliament And he's telling Parliament virtually to stop a process of appointing the head of the judiciary. What kind of minority is this? I mean, what they're doing has no merit in law, has no merit in common sense, has absolutely no merit at all. And what is the effect of this? I mean, if a decision was to be taken that because the former Chief Justice has filed some cases which she may not win or may win, you know, this process should be suspended. It can lead to a situation where the process is suspended virtually forever, for 3 years. Because all she has to do is that any time somebody is being nominated to occupy that position, to go to court and file a frivolous case. It may take a month, it may take 2 months, it may take 4 months for the court to come to a determination that the case has no merit. It would have halted the process. As soon as the court decides, the court decides that her case has no merit, she files an appeal. Parliament cannot vet, cannot approve anybody, and so on. It goes all the way to the Supreme Court, and then she will ask for a review. And by the time the review is given, she goes back to the High Court with another case, and so on. What is this? What is this? This is deliberate, you know. Now, very interestingly, the public is asking questions, and I've met people, so-called ordinary people and so on, and I say, but what is the minority's interest in this one person? I'm sure all of you have met people who have raised that question. Why? What does the minority stand to gain if this one person becomes Chief Justice? That's a question everybody is asking. Because I think the minority has conducted itself in such a manner as to suggest that without this particular lady being a Chief Justice, they would never have confidence in the justice system. Listen, Justice Bafuboni was promoted to the Court of Appeal by President Kufuor. It was an MPP government which promoted him to the Supreme Court. So why all this? Why all this? This is not somebody who was appointed by Jerry Rawlings or Mills or Mahama. Somebody appointed by an MPP person. Somebody who contested elections on the ticket of the MPP. And yet the MPP is up in arms. Are they telling us that President Kufuor was wrong? That Justice Bafuboni did not deserve, the appointment of... I don't understand. Yes, sir. But that is the minority. And if this is how they want to conduct themselves, hallelujah, let them go on. What they have to realize is the people of Ghana are watching and they are listening. And that 2028, when the people of Ghana are called upon to make choices, their choices will be guided by the conduct of the minority and the majority today. The people will pass a verdict, as they have always passed verdicts on the performance of the political parties and their major actors. So they should carry on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that concludes our discussion on the second issue. We're moving to the third one. A few comments from those of you who are joining us. First, this one says, good morning, Senator. I would like to commend Mr. Solomon Owusu for his passion in fighting corruption. I respectfully request that he leads the petition to the Office of Special Prosecutor or the Attorney General to investigate the NAPCO scheme which was under the supervision of former Vice President Dr. Baumia. A forensic audit is essential to ascertain the actual expenditure versus the claimed amount. Certain things did not go well on the scheme, and AG must not leave that out. From Nana Techi Eric, who is a former National Public Relations Officer for NAPCO trainees. Thank you very much. This one, okay, thank you. It says, MPP believes many Ghanaians are undiscerning, and so I think attempting to control the political narrative is the way to go. Guess what? I've heard from very credible sources that Ofoyata is in the process of acquiring an American citizenship. Hence the dilly-dally by the OSP. I see. This one says, greetings. The AG is very, very smart for telling us his findings from the looters. He should bring us more to enlighten us, the people of Ghana. But he must lead in taking that 60-40% from our law books. I think the last time he addressed the press, he stated clearly that hence what he's decided is that he will file the charges. If you want to do plea bargaining, go before the court and announce that this is what I want to do. Then there's this one, Senator. From what you said, okay, SNET is back. Then the NDC is a probity and accountability party from the horse's own mouth. And you see our current situation where corruption seems to be deepening. I'll often use the probity and accountability, but the NDC is sociable. And I have heard them saying it. Okay, I think you're still making that argument. The NDC says they are social democratic. Social democratic. They are essentially a centrist party. They are in the middle, feeding into capitalism and socialism. Then a few more from this one, Mr. Hope, please, is Old Tafo MPVs and SFY in Ghana because we need an update about JDM and a nice travel out of Ghana. 6 times already. Please ask. Okay, thank you very much for those comments. What we know, for example, what we know for a fact is that Parliament has set a date for the vetting of the nominee for Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni. It is November 10. That's the day that they've set. They haven't decided on this motion of the minority yet. Somebody mentioned the name of Mr. Kwame Pepra. I think I was reading a comment and I read, apparently yesterday was his birthday. Before I forget again, a belated happy birthday to Mr. Kwame Pepra. We have to move on to the very next discussion. Then this one has to do with Paul Afoko joining the MPP chairmanship rate. In fact, so far, there are many people who have announced that they want to contest to lead the MPP as chairman of the party. This is the Daily Graphic Online report. In a statement issued in Accra, Mr. Afoko said his decision to contest for the chairmanship followed, quote, extensive reflection and encouragement from many well-meaning members, supporters, and stakeholders of the New Patriotic Party. He stressed the need for, quote, renewed leadership rooted in the founding values and democratic ideals, end quote, of the MPP. It acknowledged the personal difficulties he endured, noting that the journey has not been without its trials, but stressed that he has always chosen to prioritize the unity and progress of the MPP. That is the statement that announced his entry into the race of chairmanship. We haven't gotten there yet because the MPP is doing top-down approach. I don't that particularly now. After they are done with the top, we don't know whether they continue and elect national chairman, regional executives, or they will now come back to the bottom and start and go up again. So it's unclear, but we know that they are doing flag bearer first. This time around, I start with Mr. Solomon Owusu on this issue.
When I heard that former national chairman Paul Awenteme Afoko had decided to contest for the very position he was suspended from, I could not believe it. Initially, I thought that his account has been hacked or someone was just trying to impersonate him. Until I heard my good friend Anaya Osei, who happens to be his spokesperson, confirm that position. Let's put it on record that Paul Afoko never left the MPP. He was suspended as the national chairman of the party, but not as a member of the party, according to him, and also the party. So if he decides to go back and contest, that is his prerogative. But every decision must be analyzed based on the pros and cons and see whether the decision will stand the test of time. From where I sit, if you had sought my advice, I'm happy you read the first paragraph. You see, after extensive what? Consultation. That means he didn't consult extensively. I want to find out from Mr. Afoko whether he consulted his brother Gregory on this matter. And when he consulted Gregory Afoko, was it the advice from Gregory Afoko that he should go and contest as the national chairman of the NPP again? Because, but for he being the national chairman of the NPP, Gregory Afoko would never have suffered that. He would never have gone through what he went through. Political persecution. Political persecution. The hate or the hatred for Paul Afoko by the elements within the New Patriotic Party, particularly those that have been groomed by Nana Akufo-Addo, was unmatched. Because as we speak, if you ask those that did what they did, that committed that crime against Paul Afoko, to establish one crime that he committed for which reason he was suspended, I can tell you they won't get it for you. They can't say anything to buttress whatever they did to him. He went through this. Your brother suffered for that. By extension, your family suffered for that. You were removed somewhere 2015. We are in 2025. 10 years later, you decided not to speak. The few times you came out, you came to describe the party as a phone party, village party. That has lost its bearing. You returned to your farming business. So what changed? I was thinking he was even going to remain as an ordinary member of the party for posterity to judge him right. A party that is on its way to the cemetery, you are joining them to the cemetery? A party that is collapsed, which manifestation would be evident to entire country on the 31st of January 2026, why would you say that you are going back? I really want to see or know those that advised him. The extensive consultations that he did, I want to know the element, the individuals, so that I will never allow any of them to advise me in life together with my family. They have done a great deal of disservice to him. Because see, beyond the fact that this party, they don't love you, in 2014, I was in Tamale Sports Stadium. I witnessed his election. It was not as though he was loved overwhelmingly. He must get it straight. He wasn't loved overwhelmingly. He was not the favorite of the majority of the delegates. Miscalculation, indecision, indiscretion from the camp of Nana Akufo-Addo paved the way for him to win. At a point, the camp of Nana Akufo-Addo had two candidates, Stephen Ayesu and Fedowari. They could not take or make a determination on two of them, on the two of them as to who was going to be their main candidate. So the two of them went into the election. And if you compare the results of Stephen Ayesu and that of Fedowari, if you put the two together, it was in excess of what Paul Afoko got. I mean, it was about 1,000 plus of what he got. But because of that split, the indecision that President Akufo-Addo, then candidate, exhibited in opposition, they lost it. Beyond that, whether he likes it or not, a lot of people that even voted for him then, that supported him, are those that have left and are with us in the United Party. The very delegates album that was used in 2014 has been amended tremendously It's not the same delegates album. This time around, you have a lot of strangers in there. People that are sleeping on the streets of Kaneshi that I know. If you go and take Okape's out, delegates album, they are those that are sleeping at Kaneshi Market. Because I was there, I was a coordinator. And I took them severally to court. That what they were doing was beyond human comprehension. So how are you going to win with such an album? It's a bad decision. But I have heard a couple of the MP people that are going around saying that his decision to join the race shows that the MPP is attractive and that it is a big blow to the United Party. And I've been laughing since. Ask them, well, how did they come to that conclusion? Paul Afoko was there and we established our interim national executives. So are you not aware of that? When we unveiled the United Party, did we not give or provide to the people of this country our interim national executives for emphasis sake? Let me repeat the interim national executives of the United Party. Boniface Abubakar Sadiq is our interim national chairman. Nobody can convince me that in terms of political pedigree, Paul Afoko comes close. The only election Paul Afoko won in his life was that of the 2014. He had never contested any serious election, even in the NPP. But Boniface has been an MP in 2 regions of this country. Salaga in the then northern or now Savannah, and Medina in the Greater Accra region. A cabinet minister has held various portfolios in government. Not a minnow in a Ghana politics. He is our interim national chairman. We are widely as our general secretary, interim general secretary. Hobson Yaobi Adoye as our field operations manager that you call organizer. We have myself as the communications director, and so on and so forth. So we have nominated our executives. So his decision to us to a contest for the position of national chairman in the NPP has nothing to do with the United Party. And indeed, he has never been part of our breakaway from the NPP to becoming a movement and now to the United Party. So it has no bearing on us. And I thought that I had to bring this matter up for those that are going around speculating or saying that, oh, it pains us. Nothing pains us, but I believe that what he has done will go a long way to discourage a lot of young guys who hitherto had the interest of entering into politics. That politics must be fought on based on principle. What has changed in the party that once you described as being a phone party? What has changed? It's even now worse. A party where people are going into election, they are looking for a leader. They are all describing the sins of the other. A party that Mahmoud Bawumia's people are doing tribal politics in the 5 northern regions, leading to Kennedy Japon also saying that if you are doing tribal politics in the north, I will also do it in the south. Is it a party that you must be interested in? A party that members that were sent into government to serve the people of this country, they turn themselves into Atais. Is it a party that you have to go back to? So you are rather going to join a party that has so much debt on it that something that you did not take part in, you are now going to be described as being part of those that undertook the enterprise, causing this country to be a crime scene. And I believe that if I had been consulted, there is no way I would have advised that Paul Awenteme Afoko must even dream or have the thought of going to contest for that position. You showed that you were weak as a national chairman. Because if you have been elected by delegates to be the national chairman, and you sat down for them. At that time, mind you, Nana Akufo-Addo had not become the candidate. When he was elected as the national chairman, Nana Akufo-Addo had not become the candidate. Yet you sat down for them to remove you. It shows how weak you were. So who would go and vote for you and then see that you have been removed from office, and then knowing this history will go and vote for you again? Would the person not think that given the opportunity you will still be you will still be removed from office?
Point of correction, we have conducted the elections, both presidential and primaries, before the suspension scheme. That was why in 2016 the election we had 169 because
No.
Kabila was there.
No. Let me
explain to you.
No. So the election of Olafoko was before the presidential election.
No. You conclude.
What are you talking about?
It's a correction. I'm not saying it's a correction. You conclude.
Why is Mujib doing this?
What am I doing?
So no, I think the point he was making.
I want to know the point he was
making is that yes, Paul Afoko was elected before Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
But by the time he was removed,
Nana Akufo-Addo was flag bearer.
So what I'm saying is that. So the point I'm trying to, but let me re-echo for you to get it, so that you don't even, your point that becomes moot. I was saying that you occupied office before Nana Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
So when they were engineering, you were in power.
Yeah.
So how do you allow, because mind you, Nana Akufo-Addo did not become the flag bearer before they started the engineering.
Exactly.
It was right after the elections in Tamale that they started the idea of removing you.
So, but the fact is, get this right, but there was no way anybody at that time could go against Akufo-Addo, whether he became flag bearer or not, because of the way the party was around him.
So, please allow him to flow.
Just that. He knew what. That's why he ran away.
There was every reason, every capacity, every power entrusted in the hands of Paul Awentemi Afoko, Kwabena Japan, and those people over there to have safeguarded or protected their, what do you call it, office. What happened was that greed took a better part of them. If Kwabena Japan had not allowed what happened to Afoko, it would never have happened. Because you needed someone in the nature of the general secretary or the chairman himself to be communicating.
No, why?
Because of promises here and there, you are not a target.
So it's a lie.
No. Please, you will get your turn.
No,
you will get your turn.
It's something I know, and I was deeply involved in.
You clarify when your turn comes. So, please, Solo.
I'm very surprised Mujib was doing this.
No, but you were not even closer to some of
What
this.
are you talking about?
So you knew.
Don't
let Mujib come and confuse you and convince you that he was in the known as to anything. Whatever he will tell you right now is hearsay. He will not back it with any document.
Okay.
So don't try that you try and say that whatever. But the bottom line is that he was voted for as the national chairman. He sat down to be removed sheepishly. Now you are coming back to tell delegates that they should entrust their destinies into your hands. Which delegate worth a shot will do that? Which delegate? So he has goofed, he has been misled. It's not a decision that will stand the test of time. And I believe that the earlier he rescinded his decision and joined the party as a floor member, the better for him. Let me end here and come out with your rebuttals and let's see. Because what I'm thinking
but I'll ask you some basic.
Don't ask me.
I'll ask you questions.
It is your day.
I'll ask you questions because
don't ask me any questions.
Now you are so fixated. You don't want to hear anything about the MPP. What is your problem?
Pan-Africa.
No, what is your problem? What is your problem?
So speak your.
What has MPP done to you?
MPP has
so not long ago we were all together and trying to get opportunity to correct some of these things you are complaining today. So I'm coming.
They gave me a topic.
You see, I'm coming.
I'm not complaining about anything.
I said I'm coming. The fact that you couldn't stay to get it materialized and you hesitate doesn't mean that anybody who are still there. I can't understand.
What is
let me. So I was going to read a few comments, but
but the point is, he rightly mentioned it. Afoko was suspended as national chairman of MPP and not as a member of the New Patriotic Party. I hope you are getting the argument. But I felt that I didn't want to go into the issues that happened then, leading to his suspension, Kobna Japan, Sami Crab, and many others at the constituency and regional level. I thought that maybe that one is a topic for another day. I was closer. I was special assistant to Kobna Japan. I was closer, and I knew, and I heard, and I saw a lot of things happen. I hope you are getting the argument. So, because we are young politicians growing, there are certain areas we don't want to touch, but it doesn't mean that we are not documenting it, and we'll say it and tell people one day.
That day is today.
And people who were even closer and we needed their voice, they were not there. I hope you are getting the argument. But the fact that, you see, when the kitchen is hot, some can't stand. They will have to leave. It is some who have to be in the kitchen, make sure they manage the smoke and everything, and make sure that the food is ready. They bring it out. Those who couldn't stand the heat will still be invited to come and eat. So my brother Solo here, the fact that maybe we were all support. I have started supporting Alan in 2007. I'm coming. I'm coming. Since 2007, I was with him the last primaries. The last primaries, when after super delegates, Alan didn't go to the second stage of the elections, that which include the polling station executive. I'm coming, and he decided to. No, I'm trying to bring a point, and he decided to move away. We respect him, and that is a decision. Even though some of us have our own reservations on his decision, but we have to respect him. So we decided that okay, fine, it is hot, but we have to stay and still try. Maybe one day we'll get the opportunity to change things. So if Afoko at a point reflected on issues and other things, I didn't, and decided that, oh, I want to come back and contest. Maybe get the opportunity. Mistakes that I made, certain things I can correct. I'm not saying I'm supporting him, but I think that it is his right. So why will anybody have a problem with that? And said if he had consulted you, what is it? Because he's still an MPP member. And in the family, at a point, issues will come. Disagreement will come. Fight will come. Wars will come. But it doesn't mean that you boycott your family and just leave there and say, oh, this family, I have nothing to do with the family. So that is the nature of our Ghanaian politics, especially those that were at the helm of affairs. That is still leading to breakaways that we are still experiencing today. And I believe that it is my conviction. These things will not continue forever. One day, there will be leaders that will emerge and will begin to right these wrongs. That is why anytime I'm here with Solo, I have full conversation. Solo, one day you come back.
You will join the United Party, I know. But
yes, I hope you are getting the argument. So that is the point I'm making. So me, when I heard the news and I saw the statement issue, and certain people who are closer to Afoko commenting it, I knew it is true, and I don't have any problem with him. I hope you are getting the argument. But if you have also broken away from Afafranto to UP, and we don't have problems with you, I don't see why you should also be having problem with us. I hope you are getting the argument.
I don't get
so I'm coming. So if today, Paul Afoko has decided that, oh, I want to go this direction, maybe the Afafranto way, maybe Solo will not be speaking the way he's speaking now. I hope you are getting the argument. So why do you think he will come and consult you? Why do you think he will come and consult you? Why do you think delegates will not vote for him? You haven't done any research. You haven't done any wider consultation to say what you are saying. So that man is also independent. And he's a matured former chairman. So let him go and try his luck again. But after all, the party hasn't issued any statement saying that he can't contest or they will allow him to contest. So what is your problem? I hope you are getting that. So that is my word. So anytime they mention anything, Solo doesn't want to. Meanwhile, not years ago, we are all trying to change what we are talking today. And you are not a man enough, you run away. You are a man with bones, you run away. You say, just like we say, and Solo, I can promise you today, mark the date. By 31st January 2026, we will change the face of this party. Solo, mark it. I'm telling you. You are not God, and I'm telling you. So it will change.
It's not going to change.
I'm telling you. So that is why you guys, we are making, we are quiet and we are all. Market today we are here on the 1st of November 2025. So market here. That is how life is. So if people like President Kufuor and all those, if they will tell you their few stories in this party, what they went through before they got the opportunity to lead the party, subsequently become president. That is the nature. It is not only happening in only NPP. It happened in other parties and in other countries too. Because this is a game that has no formula. The only formula sometimes you can do is the Machiavellian tactics. Try to pull each other, criticize, bring each other down. Because this man is going, I don't want him to go. That has always been the game. And Solo knew at that time, the atmosphere engulfed the party at that time. Akufo-Addo was a demigod in the party. It happens to your leader. Alan had to suffer and struggles and endure all manner of humiliations under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And some of us, I think was it 2010 at trade fair, some of us were nearly lynched. Where Anta was nearly lynched at trade fair when we went for constitutional amendments after 2007 elections in Lagos. How we are getting, so it has not been easy. But I felt so low. You don't run, you don't give up when the heat is on. That is a man. Or what? You have to change it. And I'm telling you, Solo, this thing will not continue. And we are getting closer. We will change the face of this party. They be more, yeah, they say.
Don't worry yourself to mark candidate. It's not going to change.
Jai. And then they also, we're still in the formative stages. To what say? Maybe I don't master own meeting, maybe I owe. So that is okay. And the other member is
he knows he's not going to get anywhere.
This is what we were saying in 2003. I said, so let's be very sincere. We don't want to talk. But the people come on checking out and can you come in and
you took the best.
What meant this? What would I have said? You have nothing to say, but it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm not good at dates, but I always remember things like this. I never forget.
I said 1st November 2025.
I'll remind you, don't worry.
There's no possibility in the world anywhere. But
I'll remind you, don't worry.
Those that you accuse, they are men like you. They are men like you. They are men like you. It's going to be stronger than you.
Will you go and
is it Kodia stronger than me?
No.
They don't bet my.
But I told you that.
They don't bet.
But what are you discussing? We are discussing.
We know why I'm mentioning that.
A few comments from those who are joining us. But before that, let me also acknowledge the stations that are currently tuning to us. Kiss FM 89.7 in Takra, the Shine FM in Akachi on 96.9, Hills FM at Adakulo 91.7, Nyawasi Radio Ketekrachi 89.7, Stella Radio Dabala on 97.1, Diamond FM in Tamale 93.7, Bar Radio in Yendi 106.5, Radio Kita Saboba 95.7, Benya FM Elmina 105.7, Global FM 105.1 in Ho, Zebs FM 95.9 in Zebela, True FM 92.5 in Adeso, Lamara FM 89.1 in Shriponi, Boem 88.7 FM in Jasikan, Lukusi on 96.1 in Vergolokwati, Tyne FM on 19.9, Sekpele 104.3 FM, Akpini Radio in Kpando, Denyigba Radio 90.9, Oti Radio in Dambai are all tuning to us currently. Thank you all very much for offering us your platform. Dr. Zubairu sent this comment earlier because I took my wife to Ridge Hospital and I was told to sign that my wife should be treated while sitting in a plastic chair because there's no bed. But people were able to steal monies for procurement of beds to hospitals in Ghana. And Dr. Zubairu, thank you very much for that comment. Azure says, is Paul Afoko aware that he's not qualified to contest? According to the amnesty, members who accepted cannot contest any internal elections. I think he's been addressing that issue. He said he was not dismissed from the party. He was removed from his position. Tafaina Mahiasana, the minority petition to hold the vetting of Chief Justice is dead on arrival. Nobody can stop Parliament from exercising its constitutional duties. My regards to your guests, including my brother Mujib, that's Tafa who sent that. This one from Martin Kwame said, Soviet says, the minority's call to hold the vetting of Justice Bafoboni is much ado about nothing. The mini-micro minority should stop disturbing our ears with their unproductive, anemic, and useless press conference and rather spend their time to rebuild and resuscitate their party, which is currently in a state of comatose. Thank you for that. Well, I think those are the comments that I can go through now. There's a lot here. I'll come back to that. Mr. Pratt?
Well, I mean, it's a fact, that Mr. Paul Afoko is a very good friend of mine and is somebody who I've respected over the years. Clearly, Mr. Apuko is on the left of the New Patriotic Party. And I've sometimes wondered why he found himself there in the first place, you know. I'm completely baffled by his decision to go and contest for the national chairmanship of the New Patriotic Party. But to be honest with you, I haven't had a chat with him for a couple of months, you know, and therefore I'm unable to find why he thinks that at this time he can best serve his conscience and his country by going to contest for the position of national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Indeed, if Mr. Polafoko had sought my views, I would have strongly, and I mean very, very strongly, advised him against this adventure. As far as I'm concerned, what he's setting out to do is an adventure. You see, perhaps it is important to remind him that the party he left behind is not what it was then. That party has undergone tremendous changes. And it's even possible that the delegates who voted for him to become national chairman are not the same delegates who will be voting in the next elections. He comes with a handicap. He comes with a handicap. I know that he's a very hard-working person, very, very hard-working person. I know that he's one person who reflects very deeply before he takes any action and so on. But I'm not so sure about this move that he's about to make or has made. Whatever it is, as a friend and as somebody I've respected over the years, all I can do at this stage is to wish him well. I wish Mr. Polafoko well. That's all I can do at this stage.
Well, I'll go through some of your comments whilst we continue the show. This one is from, says, the MPP are a useless party. Mujib is just looking for his daily bread in the MPP. You definitely know the party is useless. Okay, there's a comment from, you didn't add your name to this. This one says, I like the way Solomon Owusu presents his issues. Thank you very much for the comment. More, good morning, Pan-African TV. Baumia told Ghanaians that there was, in Ghana, they will not go to the IMF. Okay, I think there was money in Ghana, so they will not go to IMF. But not knowing there's plenty money that they came to loot. George sent that from who? There's more from Nelson Agoma from Bogatanga, who says, I just want to give my thumbs up to Solomon Owusu. I really admire him and wish that we had his type to always be on most of the morning shows on some of the TV channels. He's fearless and upright in his presentations or any issue raised and discussed. He's always making my day, such that I always search for him to see which TV station he is on. I pray and wish that God continues to guide and protect him. Nelson Agoma sent that from Bogatanga. More says, good morning, Senna. Especially to my boss Solo for the wonderful submissions. Look at the buffer stock and SS case. You wonder the country we are living in. As stated by my boss, Mr. Solo, someone stole foodstuffs to survive, and I jailed for that. While others still the whole nation, and they are free men. Ibrahim sent that from Tamale. And then there's this one from Ambassador in Fadama. Says the MPP man is okay. The way he's speaking indicates that he cannot convince anyone to join the MPP. That's Ambassador who sent that from Fadama. And this one says, Senator, please ask Solo when the EC boss will be audited. The hotel she's building is huge. Really? Where did she get the money? Solo, you know anything about that? Apparently, you know when the EC boss will be audited.
I'm sure they are audited.
Alhaji Hamdan says there's a saying, a clear conscience fears no accusations. What is the worry of the minority? If your hands are clean, why should you be worried about the Attorney General briefing the public on corruption updates? So your hard truth is pushing me to join UP. The decision of Polafoko to contest the MPP chairmanship position is a bad decision, and he must rethink his decision. Then there's this one who says, what then is the guarantee that Polafoko won't be removed as chairman if elected as he was removed, Mujib? The scheme that got Afoko removed as party chairman is still in existence. Polafoko going back to contest for the position of the party chairman is the weakest decision. He didn't add his name to that comment. Asanko again says the now irrelevant micro-minority are doing what they are good at, diabolical, mischievous, and destructive. They are behaving like the typical Konongo Kaya. They don't know how to govern, yet they will not allow those who have the expertise to govern to do so. In fact, they are not only selfish and greedy, they are evil as well. Sanko in Santa Maria sent that. Then there's this one from Honorable Ajima Ndabo Aseu Sesena. I'm disappointed in Mr. Foko for having no regrets of disgrace done to him by the Akufo-Addo's leadership. It's better to join UP instead. That is someone's contribution. So Mr. Foko should have joined UP. There's Mutala in Salaga who says, good morning, Sana. All corrupt politicians in NDC should be dealt with seriously. Then there's this one, Telanko Kwesi Pradi, if he refuses to establish Pan-African Ideology Institute before he departs from this, we will not forgive him. Rejoining the MPP is not news. Okay, says Polafoko is not rejoining MPP. He never left the New Patriotic Party. He's bidding to be chairman once again. This is the second time. First time he did, he was removed from the position. He wants to try another time, and that's what we are discussing. So Polafoko, not news, therefore has no. Okay, thank you very much, Mutala. I think you didn't get the point we are discussing. Like I said, it's about him bidding to contest for the position of national chairman of the MPP. Then there's this one. I will advise Mr. Polafoko to desist from contesting the chairmanship position of the MPP. He should be guided by the adage, once beaten, twice shy. Gabriel Makwete of Sefi Junasi in the Western North region. Then there's this one, which says, MPP must be commended for using the top-down approach, though some people know the motive behind it. If we look at it carefully, maybe it can reduce the monetary influence in some areas of party internal elections. Says, what is the OSP doing about the $1 million that Osafo paid to Kroll and Associates for no work done, for which he masterminded the removal of Domelevo? It appears that matters has been put to rest. That issue must not be allowed to die. Osafo must be prosecuted for the corruption activities he engaged in during both Kufuor and Akufo-Addo's era. Fred Tabri says Ghanaians are killing, watching, and listening to proceedings in a CJ vetting. The outcome will not be in shambles. Whatever the case, and like Uncle Kwesi asked, what at all is the MPP's interest in this very one person, Tokono? Fred, thank you for that. This one is from Abena in Etiwa East District, who says, I always admire the Solomon Owusu man for his plain communication without fear. He speaks fat, but in fact, take your two. I think she just translated Jiwu2 into English. When will Solomon also become a flag bearer? I like his zeal against corruption. Solomon should have done law course to become Attorney General to do it. These heartless people duping our money. This one says the OSP cannot throw dust into the face of Ghanaians. This investigation of the SML started in 2024. Why did the OSP allow Kenneth Oyata to travel when he knows very much that the investigation is not done? Kisi Jabin can never deny the fact that he's not protecting Kenneth Oyata. God is watching. He thinks he will leave on. He should be kicked out. Very corrupt. Okay. Thank you very much. There's somebody who just says, Solomon Owusu, you have my vote. I don't know what you are contesting for. Harry sent this from Amrahia. Okay, he just wanted us to know that he's at Amrahia on a dental road. This is okay. Thank you very much. There are those who are. This one's good morning. Senator, my name is Francis from Volta. I cried today for, in fact, I feel sad. Please help our youth. It's not so clear what that is about. A few more comments from those who are sending comments right now. Hello, Senator. Mujib has started growing lean. Joe sent this from Tamale. Joe, thank you. In Ghana, when you steal a goat, you are a thief. You'll be jailed. If you steal millions, you are honorable and will walk free. Kujo from Keta says, Senator, the least talk about the MPP, the better. But for the sake of patriotism, some of us can't close our mouth. Come to think about the ghost names that we are witnessing under Nana Bawumia rule. I'm not even surprised when the 63 MPs who openly endorsed Bawumia had a ghost among them. If we give the chance to Bawumia to head the country, ghost will drive us out of this country. Senator, if Polafoko contests and wins, and Bawumia wins the flag bearership, can the two be compatible? My name is Kujo from Keta. Kujo is asking. Edodo Bing says, I think Mr. Solomon Owusu and all the members of the Afro-Fanto party are the original team A of the MPP party. I like Solomon Owusu's submissions and wish him and the Afro-Fanto party very well. I believe all the well-meaning folks in the MPP team B will come back to join the Afro-Fanto to form a very solid team, to form a great party to lead this country into the future. And that's what they were both talking about, whether Mujib will be so disgruntled will join the UP or the MPP will become better.
We have a bet. You say you should put today's date down. Is that what it is?
Yes.
1st November.
Yes.
So just put it down.
This was MPP is now scattered and there's no dignity left. Akufo-Addo is just looking for his daily bread. He was never a serious in the UP. Just okay. Thank you very much for that comment. Stephen in Kwabenya says, if the MPP is not happy with the AG briefing us on oral, they can go to court to restrain the AG not to do that. Are the courts close to them in 2025? MPP never again. And he says, is the MPP spokesperson for Tokono? Okay, Stephen, thank you very much for that comment. Okay. All right, so those are some of the comments you're sending to us. Let me do a few on Facebook. Bliss Abound says, Afoko is not serious. Jose Agbonobia says, Polafoko, my good friend, join the UP Plus. Since Alan and yourself are from the Kufuor stock, Solo, do your magic. You have been very honest since you left the MPP. UP Plus is a transformational party indeed for transforming Solo. Constance Kwao says, Mr. Afoko is being influenced by the Bawumia to contest. Tanko Alhaji is also joining us. Please kindly tell Solo that I need his contact. He inspired me his heart through, so I would like to be part of the movement for change and the Alan team. He sent that from Louisville, Kentucky, USA. Ni Latte says that Polafoko should have considered the current state of the MPP before making his decision. There's Halidu Anjari, who says Mujib think their old tactics will make them survive. Na lie. The MPP party will be in opposition forever. So, thank you very much. Kofi Simon, okay. Ishmael Mwini says, if this is how Solomon is going to communicate, then his party is in trouble. He can't convince anybody to join the party. Osei Prempe II says, Paul Afoko is a disgrace to himself. How would his family, including Gregory, feel when he sees MPP flag in his brother's room? The trauma alone can kill him. That's for Osei Prempe II. Nila Ate is also joining us. I'm highly disappointed in Polafoko for going back to the MPP after the humiliation and imprisonment of his brother by the same political party. Whoever advised him has done him more harm than good. Kofi Simon again, Polafoko must... Okay, thank you very much. I think sometimes the construction... the Osei Prempe II says Solomon Owusu should be appointed as the new OSP. Charles Thompson says the one and only Solomon Owusu. I don't know. Yes, so you have to be OSP. Yes. There's Papa BCU in Spinktest who says, I was shocked to hear the gentleman's Polafoko is contesting the chairmanship race is going to tarnish his lovely image, hence must listen to Uncle Kwesi Pratt. The interesting thing that Mujib never talked about is whether you think he has a chance of winning the chairmanship.
Why don't you want to go there? You are into the race? Or you think it will affect the chances of your candidate?
No, it has nothing to do with...
who is your candidate?
Yeah.
But the point is that...
You mean the flag bearer?
No, the chairmanship.
No, I've not.
You don't have any candidate?
There are so many people coming out. So for now, my focus is to get Ken the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party. So that occupied my mind now.
How does that want to lead in battle though? You see, Woodbury is now facing court trial. Boache Jako was also removed as a minister. Paul Afoko was suspended, and everybody has an issue. This is serious though.
I tell you.
And I hear John Boyd is also in the race.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard, yeah.
Chairman John Boyd.
I
see.
Hey!
People are doing things, Chairman John Boyd. Chairman Woodbury. I see. Anyway, Buga is the chairman, so as we speak, the party does not have a substantive chairman.
Yeah.
Stephen in team.
One resume.
No. Ever since they wrote that he was sick.
I'm surprised with you, Mr. Active.
No, send me my busy. I'm busy.
How can you be busy?
No, but I read his letter asking for some time to go on.
The man has decided to abandon the party.
Oh no,
he's in the house.
So they don't
he doesn't want to have anything.
Oh, who told you?
Which hospital bed is he?
I'm not aware.
Fantastic.
I'm not aware.
He's rich, but he doesn't want to see the party.
Well, this is also from Professor Don Six to Cecilia. Says good morning, Solomon, you are great, and says Professor Kwesi Pratt Jr. God bless you. How can someone be jailed for stealing 500 Ghana cedis and one steal millions and still be at the US enjoying? What is the freedom and justice motto we set for ourselves? AG, we need result, not only briefing. Prof again says I love Kwesi Pratt Jr. and I want to push SMG agenda here. Look, Pan-Africa must leave. Paul should relax behind because those people are still around. God bless Solomon with greater wisdom. God bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. That's Prof who sent that message. This one says thumbs up for Solomon also. But why do we keep discussing the MPP when they are preparing to bring a new set of members to execute wickedness, corruption, and destruction on innocent Ghanaians? Sana, do you know another MPP parliamentary aspirant for China Paga constituency who doubles as the current Beza of Northern School of Business in Tamale was caught smuggling food items to her house? Katari sent from Tamale. Then this one says, I'm 80 years old.
You cannot independently.
Yeah, we cannot, this one says, I'm 80 years old. My only dream is to see that Nanado and Baumia will be charged for financial loss. That's you didn't add your name. And this one says, good morning. I like his submission and admire him, so I want to join his party, so I need his contact from RC who joins us.
Do me a favor, our party's website is www.unitedpartyghana.org. www.unitedpartyghana.org, and all of them can register to be members instantly.
Okay, so they don't need to call you.
But our constituency officers are coming.
Okay.
And I'll be in their constituencies and we have a fruitful discussion.
Okay.
Yes.
So for now, they should just go online.
Go online. But if they want, they ask for the contact, you can give to them backstage. But the last time I tried it, said that it was terrible.
You try giving your contact out.
In fact, unconsciously, I was just, the host was telling me, but what is your number? Then I even forgot myself that I was I gave it. In fact, you can give it to them.
This one takes an exception to the MPP being described as useless. Then there's one says, please, one of these days we need explanation or info about the pictures. Okay, the country Okay, thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you. There's Aigbe who says, what is happening to those involved in the corruption at National Cathedral Project and Polugu Multipurpose Dam? Both projects were surrounded by controversies under Opana's era, yet those responsible have not been arrested or prosecuted. There's more says, Sana, ask Solo for me, when are they coming to open UP office at Ho? So he says it's work in progress. They are working on that. They are working on that currently.
Now open, go into the very, so very soon they will see the office in Ho.
Okay. Rod Dale from Kwashima says, anytime I hear MPP communicators talk, I feel pity for them. MPP is just a party. Okay, thank you very much. Look at how they have milked our nation in style. Husband and wife coming together to design schemes, looted our country. Thank you very much for that comment. There's more, and a lot more of you are asking for Solomon Owusu's contact. Like he said, unitedparty.org.
Unitedpartyghana.org.
Unitedpartyghana.org. If you want to join the party, go there. Unitedpartyghana.org. Just visit that site and then do join the UP Plus. Well, let me say a big thank you to Comrade Kwesi Prajina, who is the Socialist Movement of Ghana. Also to Mujib Rahman, who is a member of the MPP's communication team. Of course, as always, it's great to see Solomon Owusu, who is Communications Director of the UP. Once again, a belated happy birthday to Mr. Kwame Pepra. Belated happy birthday to him. Yesterday was his birthday. In fact, the person who sent that comment reminded me of the fact that I forgot to wish him a happy birthday yesterday. Belated happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday to Patrick Bida, who celebrates his birthday today. And also a belated happy birthday to a few people. Ivy Setoji, who I worked with at Jubilee Radio in Keta. Ivy, a belated happy birthday to you. And also to Francis Chumesi Odum and Abdul Momin Jagweshi, who are all following this show, I believe, at this time. A belated happy birthday to both of you. And of course, our condolences to from Radio Gold. We have a neighbor. There's a lady just close to us we used to buy food from, who passed on, and she's been buried today. We all know her famously as Auntie Nana, Madame Nana Cecilia Hemans, who is being buried today. Our condolences to the family. And we'll see you same time next week with another edition of the Mother of All Talk Shows. A big thank you to you for your time. A big thank you to my panel. And of course, a big thank you to the other affiliate stations across the country. Don't forget, of course, live on Radio Gold. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a fruitful week.
He has labored, he has suffered to lead his people into the land of freedom. He is the Redeemer.